Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Shibby, and today we are playing some Payday 2 beta. And we're going to be dealing and running some cocaine, because that's just what you're supposed to do in life. Now, if you're wondering what this game is, just say you have not seen any gameplay yet, think of it as a mixture of Left 4 Dead 2, Killing Floor, what else? Maybe a little bit of Call of Duty, and the original Payday, which I did not play any of, so that's kind of what it feels to me. And I'll talk about what I like, what I don't like. I'll explain what's going on in the mission, and we'll kind of go from there. So, this mission basically involves me and my 3 cohorts, who are just some random guys I found online. I'd love to play with viewers eventually, so if you guys have this game. I only have a beta key right now. I don't actually have the full game purchased quite yet. I'm still deciding, but it seems alright. Some good shenanigans possibly with friends. Alright, so the idea is we need to move these bags of cocaine, so that's quite a bit, and it seems like, away from the feds who are coming to get us. The idea is we work as a team to move these 8 or so bags, so it's kind of like a leapfrog technique. Pick them up, toss them, move them, all that kind of stuff, shoot the cops. Pretty fun. Alright, so we're waiting for our escape vehicle to arrive. And then we toss cocaine in there, and then stuff happens. And, you know, one thing that I would like to say about this game is I do like how the missions will randomly change from time to time. As in, the drop vehicle could be right near us. It could be on the other side of the map. There could be a helicopter that picks us up, or it could be different. So the first time we played this and failed, the truck was not here. It was on the other side of the map, and obviously makes it a little more difficult. So there are some random generation of what could possibly happen, which is cool. I definitely think that gives it some replayability. Now I'll talk about some things that I don't like. I'll kind of jump back and forth with pros and cons. The first big con to me is the gunplay feels a little too mediocre or generic right now. It definitely could use some more weight. Now when I think of a weighty shooter, think of something like Battlefield or Killzone, where I feel like the guns do carry some kind of movement, and it just feels like each gun is a little bit different. In this game, so far I've tried like 3 or 4 different primaries, just assault rifles and whatnot. They're all really the same. So I haven't really gotten to the modding scene yet, and I'll touch on that in a second, but I feel like the guns need to feel more different. So if that's a valid complaint for someone who's played this game already, I don't know. It just doesn't feel as good as like a source engine shooting if you're playing like Left 4 Dead. It's just not as satisfying. But it works. It's not terrible, so it's just kind of a small complaint. So for the first part of this mission, we then make our way to the escape vehicle. If you don't make it here, you have to get to a helicopter. It's just kind of what happens. But we made it here, no problem. It says everyone's there. Now we're moving on to the second part of the mission, which is running the coke bags away from whoever's trying to steal them, or however that scenario is working out. It really doesn't matter. Story doesn't really matter. And we're moving them to a boat, and then we're gonna kind of have like a little horde mode. That's why I'm saying it's kind of like Left 4 Dead or Killing Floor is. It's horde mode with the cops. All right, so the gunplay, a little generic right now. The modding system for changing the weapons right now, I think it costs too much. It's just not very viable, and getting the weapon mods is just a random drop at the end of your payday. So once you complete the mission, you get to pick one of 3 random cards. And there'll be like a mask or a paint or a weapon mod. And the weapon mods can be completely random. As in, let's say I really love the AK or whatever I'm using right now. I'm not necessarily going to get a weapon mod for the AK. It might be a weapon that I'll never use. And I think that's kind of lame. And to get really what you want would take a long time. Just a lot of grinding, which I don't think is really cool when you're just looking for like a laser sight. So I think that needs to be reworked. I think that's definitely a valid opinion. As far as the skill trees, I don't have any complaints so far. I've played with the Enforcer. He seems kind of the best for just to shoot me up, more health, whatnot. And the Technician, I was going to go that way for a sentry gun, but I would have to level up quite a bit. And right now the beta cap is level 30, which would be tough for me to get to. My last complaint right now is I think the server lobby picking system needs to be reworked. Right now the crime net is kind of flimsy. I'd say it's a good descriptor, and that does need to get changed up. Alright, back to the pros. So I was talking about how, I mean, the game in general is really fun. I do like the horde mode aspect. The missions seem really cool so far. There's a lot of different scenarios between cooking meth, doing your coke runs, robbing a jewelry store, robbing a bank, doing it either very loud with me like shooting everyone or stealthy. Like, that's really cool. I think that's fun. And I also like how tight the co-op is. What I mean by that is you actually have to work with your teammates to get things done. There is a revive aspect, which is very cool. The skill trees are pretty robust so far. Obviously, no one has capped it out because of the beta level cap. But overall, the game is pretty cool. Right now it's $30, I believe. There's a little pre-order bonus if you want to check that out on Steam. And we end up winning, so we unloaded the coke on the boat, and then we got to the extraction point, which is randomly selected. Also, where the boat docks is kind of randomly selected, so it's nice. We get some spending cash and money sent to our offshore account. So that's kind of how that goes. So yeah, little level 9 action there, getting some XP and whatnot. I'll show you a little card picking system. That's what I mean by the weapon mods and whatnot. But yeah, I do have faith in this game. If you guys want to see more gameplay, maybe some live commentary or some live shenanigans with some other YouTube buddies, that would be cool. Let me know. That would be kind of fun. Oh man, a weapon mod for something I don't have. Yes! Or I can't even afford yet. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. The one thing I do like about the cube world leveling system, because it is infinite, you can just keep leveling, is how they limit the power level. So right now I'm power level like 86 or something like that. And that makes me able to compete with these higher level guys, because they're probably like power level, let's see, I was playing with my cousin John, he's level